You can dream it, you can do it. Good morning, champions. Today, I want to remind you of one simple truth. If you can dream it, you can do it. Yes, you. You have the power within you to take those dreams that live in your heart and turn them into reality. You are here for a reason. You are not ordinary. You are extraordinary. Every great achievement in history started as a spark, a dream in someone's mind. The bridges we cross, the technology we use, the lives we save, it all began as a thought. The question isn't whether dreams are possible. The question is whether you have the courage, the tenacity, and the will to chase them down and make them happen. But let me be clear, dreaming isn't enough. Dreams are the blueprints, but you are the builder. You've got to lay every brick, hammer every nail, and climb every ladder. And guess what? You don't have to do it perfectly, you just have to do it passionately. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the stars to align. Stop waiting for the right time. Because guess what? The right time is now. There is greatness inside of you just waiting to break free, but it won't happen by chance, it happens by choice. So what are you going to do with that dream? Will you nurture it, protect it, and act on it? Or will you let doubt, fear, and excuses rob you of the life you were born to live? The power to decide is in your hands. Here's the truth, the journey won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Every challenge is a lesson. Every setback is a setup for your comeback. You don't need to see the whole staircase to take the first step. Step forward boldly, step forward consistently, and the dream that once seemed so far away will soon be within your grasp. Your dream matters, your effort matters, and most importantly, you matter. So stop standing on the sidelines of your own life. Get in the game, play full out, and remember, if you can dream it, you can dream it. You can do it. If you can dream it, you can do it. Dream big, start small. Your dream sets the vision, but every journey begins with a single step. Start where you are with what you have. Turn fear into fuel. Fear is not your enemy, it's your guide. Use it as a compass to point you toward growth. Embrace failure as feedback. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of the process. Learn, adapt, and keep moving forward. Commit to consistency. Dreams are built one action at a time. Show up every day, no matter how small the progress seems. Surround yourself with believers. Choose your tribe wisely. Stay close to those who uplift you, challenge you, and believe in your potential. Stay relentlessly resilient. Life will test your resolve. When you get knocked down, rise again. You are stronger than you think. Act with urgency. Stop waiting for someday. Someday is not a day of the week. The time to chase your dreams is now. Now go out there, ignite your passion, and make your dream a reality. The world is waiting for the unique greatness only you can offer. Let's go. Dream big, start small. Let me ask you something. What's stopping you from dreaming as big as your heart desires? You were not put on this earth to play small. You were born with a fire inside you, a fire that's ready to blaze if you'll only allow it to. Dreaming big doesn't mean you have to have every single step figured out right now. It means you have the courage to envision something extraordinary and trust that you can make it happen. Think about every great invention, every life-changing innovation. They all began as a spark in someone's mind. They began as a single idea, nurtured and acted upon. And guess what? That same ability to dream big exists within you. The question is, are you willing to embrace it? Now, here's the reality check. Big dreams can feel overwhelming. They can feel like standing at the base of a mountain, looking up, wondering how in the world you're going to climb it. But here's the secret. You don't have to scale it in one leap. You start small, one step at a time. The first step is often the hardest because it feels insignificant compared to the dream. But that step is the foundation. It's the start of momentum. If you can take one step today, then tomorrow, and the next day, before you know it, you've created a rhythm that propels you forward. Small steps compound into big results. That's not a guess, it's a fact. Each small action builds on the one before it. Like a river cutting through a mountain, persistence over time creates powerful change. So don't discount those small daily efforts, they matter. Here's where people often get stuck. They think they need to be ready before they start. Let me tell you something, you're never going to feel 100% ready. And that's okay. You don't need to see the entire journey to take the first step. Start with what you have, where you are. Perfectionism kills more dreams than failure ever will. Waiting until you have the perfect plan, the perfect timing, or the perfect resources is a trap. Perfection isn't the goal, progress is. Progress is where the magic happens. Every step you take strengthens your belief in yourself. Every small win builds confidence. That's how momentum works. You don't need 100 successes right now. You just need one. Start small, build up, and the bigger picture will unfold. Your dream may feel distant right now, but remember this, the distance between you and your dream is measured in effort, not miles. Each action brings you closer. Every small victory counts. When you dream big, you give yourself permission to grow into the person who can achieve it. That's where the transformation happens. The process is as important as the result. You'll discover strengths you didn't know you had. Dreams aren't static, they evolve as you do. Starting small allows you to adapt as you move forward. You'll learn, adjust, and refine your path along the way. Trust that process. Think of your dream as a seed. It needs time, nurturing, and consistent care to grow. Starting small isn't a limitation, it's an investment in the future. The oak tree doesn't sprout overnight, but it begins with a single acorn. The only thing standing between you and your dream is action. So ask yourself, what's one small step you can take today? Not tomorrow, not next week, today. That step is the beginning of your transformation. Turn fear into fuel. Fear is not your enemy. Let me repeat that. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is a signal, a messenger. It's telling you, hey, you're stepping outside your comfort zone. And that's where the magic happens. If you're feeling fear, congratulations. It means you're alive, you're growing, and you're on the edge of something extraordinary. Most people let fear stop them. They see it as a barrier, a reason to turn back. But here's the truth, fear isn't a wall, it's a doorway. And the only way to grow is to walk through that doorway. What's on the other side? Your potential. Fear is energy. Think about it. When you feel fear, your heart races, your palms sweat, your mind sharpens. That's energy coursing through you. The key is to take that energy and channel it into action. Let fear be the wind in your sails, not the anchor that holds you back. When fear shows up, it's a sign you're stretching. It's a sign you're about to do something that matters. So instead of avoiding fear, lean into it. Ask yourself, what is this fear teaching me? What is it asking me to overcome? Fear only has power if you let it. It thrives in the shadows, feeding on inaction. But when you face it head on, it starts to shrink. The act of confronting your fear diminishes its hold over you. Every time you do, you get stronger. Let's reframe fear. Instead of saying, I'm afraid, say, I'm excited. Fear and excitement are two sides of the same coin. They both signal that something important is happening. Choose excitement. Choose to see fear as a signpost pointing you toward growth. Fear is a liar. It will tell you stories to keep you stuck. It will whisper, you're not good enough, you're not ready. What if you fail? But here's the truth, fear is just noise. And you have the power to turn down the volume. Every successful person you admire has faced fear. They felt it, acknowledged it, and acted anyway. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving forward in spite of it. You don't have to be fearless, you just have to be brave. Think about the moments in your life when you were most proud of yourself. I guarantee fear was there right beside you, but you didn't let it win. You took the leap, made the call, said yes, and it changed everything. Fear is temporary, but regret lasts forever. Imagine looking back on your life, wondering what could have been if only you had faced your fear. Don't let that happen. Use fear as fuel to propel you forward, not as an excuse to hold you back. The antidote to fear is action. The moment you take a step, fear begins to lose its grip. Action creates momentum, and momentum builds confidence. One step turns into 2, then 10, then 100. Before you know it, fear is left in the dust. Fear is part of the process. It's not a sign you're failing, it's a sign you're growing. Embrace it. Dance with it. Let it remind you that you're alive and striving for something bigger than yourself. You are stronger than your fear. Say it with me, I am stronger than my fear. Own that truth. Let it anchor you when the doubts creep in. Because at the end of the day, fear is just a feeling. And you, my friend, are unstoppable. So the next time fear knocks on your door, don't run. Open it, welcome it. Thank it for showing you the way. Then take its hand, step forward, and show the world what you're made of. Would you like me to continue with Keynote 3, Embrace Failure as Feedback? Let me know, and we'll keep this momentum going. Embrace failure as feedback. Failure is not the enemy. Failure is your greatest teacher. It's the guide that shows you where to grow, how to adapt, and what to do next. If you've ever been afraid of failing, let me tell you something right now. The only true failure is giving up. Every other failure is simply a stepping stone on the path to success. When you think about it, failure is inevitable if you're doing something worthwhile. The people who never fail are the people who never try. They play it safe, stay in their bubble, and avoid risks. But let me ask you this, would you rather fail and grow or stand still and stagnate? Failure is feedback. It's the universe saying, not this way, but keep going. It's not a roadblock, it's a detour. It's not the end of the story, it's just a plot twist. When you start to see failure this way, it stops being scary. It becomes part of the adventure. Think of failure as a scientist would. Scientists don't get upset when an experiment doesn't go as planned. They adjust, analyze, and try again. Failure is data. It's information you can use to refine your approach and get closer to your goal. Every great success story is built on a foundation of failure. Look at anyone you admire, athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, leaders. They've all failed, often spectacularly. But what sets them apart is their resilience. They didn't stop when things got hard. They leaned in, learned, and kept moving forward. Failure teaches you what you're made of. It reveals your character, your strength, and your determination. It's easy to keep going when things are smooth, but failure tests your resolve. And every time you rise after falling, you become stronger. Here's the truth, failure isn't personal. It doesn't define you. It's just a result, not a reflection of your worth. Stop attaching your identity to outcomes. You are not your failures. You are the person who learns from them, grows through them, and uses them to become better. People fear failure because they fear judgment, what others might think or say. But let me tell you something, those opinions don't matter. The people who criticize from the sidelines will never understand what it takes to chase a dream. Their opinions don't pay your bills, build your dreams, or live your life. Commit to consistency. The challenge with consistency is that it's not glamorous. It's not the highlight reel you see on social media. It's the early mornings, the late nights, the disciplined effort when no one is watching. It's the grind, the hustle, the repetition that builds mastery. Resilience doesn't mean you won't feel pain, frustration, or doubt. It doesn't mean you won't have moments where you want to give up. It means you feel all of that and still choose to move forward. It's about acknowledging the struggle without letting it consume you.